What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another one. And oh my goodness, what a week this has been. BTC went from mid 60s to almost 80k. Billions in shorts got absolutely nuked. Late longs then got flushed on the way back down, and CT went from bearish to generational wealth in about 48 hours. But if you strip away all that noise, I think three things actually matter this week. And three things will decide what happens next. So, first of all, what happened this week? The macro finally gave BTC some oxygen. And for that, we're taking a look at the 30-year treasury yields. And as you can see, for the first real catalyst, didn't even come from crypto. Long-term US yields had been getting ugly. Then Treasury increased its plans. Then Treasury increased its planned buybacks of long-dated debt. Yields came down, the dollar softened, financial conditions eased, and risk assets finally immediately caught a bid. This is something I think CT consistently underestimates. Bitcoin may trade 24/7, but it still trades inside the global cost of capital. When yields move violently, BTC cares. Now for the second thing, we're going to be taking a look at some liquidations right here. Because as BTC broke the range, and this is where the move went from bullish to absolutely violent. Shorts were heavily, like really heavily positioned above the price right here of 77. And as you can see, we had this really very strong move just going up and up and up. Then, as BTC broke the range, and this is where the move went from bullish to absolutely violent. Shorts were heavily positioned above the price, as you can see right here, and then it just moved upwards. BTC pushed through resistance, shorts got all liquidated, those shorts became forced buyers, price moves higher, those shorts get liquidated, and that's a classic squeeze mechanic. billions in bearish positions got wiped out. So I still think the cleanest way to describe this week is real catalyst first, leverage explosion second. So overall, I think this week was legitimately bullish. But I also think that CT got overexcited way too quickly. And now to the point why the drop back under 76k doesn't scare me yet. So after BTC nearly touched 80k, leverage started piling back in on the long side. Then Bitcoin dropped under 76k and suddenly the longs were liquidated too. I actually don't hate that. After a vertical move, the worst possible setup is everybody piling into leverage longs expecting another straight line up, flush some leverage, cool the funding, reset the positioning, and if spot demand remains underneath the market, that makes the structure healthier. The line I keep coming back to is that thesis can be bullish while the positioning is completely cooked. So now, what exactly am I watching for the next week? Number one, I want to see whether ETF inflows continue after the excitement dies down. One huge inflow a day is great, but several days of consistent demand is so much more meaningful. If BTC pulls back and ETFs keep buying, that gets me bullish fast. But if ETFs flow disappear the moment price stops go vertical, that's a whole different story. Now don't forget, the forced buyers started this move, the real buyers need to finish it. For the second thing that I'm watching is actually the PCE and the GDP. Then we have the macro test. We get the new PCE inflation data and another look at US GDP. And I honestly don't think that a simple take of lower inflation equals BTC pump is good enough. What I want is cooling inflation without collapsing growth. That is basically the sweet spot. Inflation down, economy still functioning, and then the Fed gets more flexibility and risk assets can breathe. But weak growth plus a sticky inflation, that is the setup that I do not want. Because then the economy needs lower rates while inflation makes it difficult to deliver them. And honestly, the third thing that I'm watching this week, and that's probably the simplest and easiest one, forget the narratives for a second. Can Bitcoin actually hold what it just reclaimed? If BTC consolidates after this move, funding cools, ETF demand stay positive, and the market refuses to give back the breakout, I think that is extremely constructive. I don't need another 10% candle tomorrow. In fact, I would rather see BTC become boring for a few days because boring consolidation after a squeeze is a much healthier setup than another round of giga leverage. So guys, My bias going into the next week, to be honest with you, still bullish. I'm not chasing euphoria. This week showed us that the bid is here. Macro gave BTC oxygen, shorts got destroyed, and importantly, the spot money followed. Now I want confirmation. Keep the ETFs flow strong, give me decent PCE, hold the breakout. If those three things happen, I think the next leg gets very, very interesting. If spot demand fades though and leverage starts doing all the work again, I will be much more cautious. Because there's a massive difference between a market going up because people want to buy and a market going up because people are forced to buy. That difference is what I'm watching next week. And if you want to see actual levels and trades I'm watching as this plays out, my private group is completely for free. I have even a freaking AI sharing all of my trades in real time into that group, so that literally within a couple of seconds, me taking a trade, you directly get a notification on your phone. Hey, look at that, Kong just took another long or short. Is he gonna get wrecked? And actually that AI is roasting me as well. So if you want to have some fun, hang out and see what trades I'm taking and exactly what I'm doing, just join my group. It's in the description below. Kong, peace out on that note.